money that everybody else making, but I'm not seeing it.
Absolutely. There's actually a group of African American kids on campus, and sometimes I venture to Kent State library just because they have the dual monitors I can take advantage of. And there were a whole bunch of black kids. I'm just saying they were black kids because they just were black kids. No disrespect, of course.
Right.
But there were a whole bunch of black kids, and they were approaching me. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing here? Like, what is this? What are you doing?" It looked foreign to them, and I'm like, I'm learning. I'm training the foreign exchange market. And I think this was 2 years ago during freshman year, and it was really interesting because sometimes I play this game with myself. If somebody wants to learn, I'll teach them how to make money. I just want to see how long they can actually go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll seriously teach you if you're interested. I have one friend right now, Justin Tarrant, in which I am teaching. He's doing quite well. And they gave up in 2 weeks. They literally gave up in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I found that out back in October. And last time I spoke with them prior to October was about a year and a half ago. And they just gave up in 2 weeks. That's it.
It's crazy. That's the thing. Like,
instant gratification.
Nobody want to put in that work, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice stuff. You're going to have to sacrifice your time, sacrifice, whatever it is that you love doing, to pursue a goal and pursue a mission. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that, man. I know for me, on this road to entrepreneurship, trying to, being able to put this podcast out here, trying to, also, do this merchandise, it's tough. And I know for me, just kind of starting out, like, I can see that it's tough, and just trying to, be consistent with it. That's the thing. Having a consistent routine, having a consistent, work ethic each and every day, because that's how a lot of people fall off. That's why, sometimes, this journey to, self-wealth is not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everybody because they're not willing to, see the sacrifices. They want to see the results, but they don't want to see the sacrifices.
Nothing easy is worth having.
Exactly. And I'm
Nothing
sure
easy.
everybody's heard that quote, right? So, sometimes it's gonna take effort. And so, for me, my morning routine is get up every day. I get up, around 5:30 every morning. Now, what time you get up, bro?
I have a segmented sleep schedule.
Okay.
It's quite bizarre. I get up at 3 a.m.
Ooh, you hear that?
and
3 a.m.
then
You get up early to me, man. Might need to get on that.
I stay for 2 hours. I go back to bed at 5 a.m. I get up at 3 a.m. to trade the London session of the foreign exchange market. Then I go to bed, and then I wake back up at 9 to trade the New York exchange. So.
Sound like you don't really get no sleep, do you? You kind of sleep at intervals, right?
Yeah.
I kind of do the same thing, to be honest with you. I kind of, sometimes I'll be up, I'll go to sleep for about 3-4 hours, get up, work out.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I just love to work out.
Yeah,
I love to work
yeah,
out,
it shows.
I love to work out, man. I like
Really?
I really think, that getting into a routine every day is important.
Oh yeah.
And that's the key to success. If you listen to every, pretty much most successful people out here, they'll say they get up in the morning. That's the key. Get up before everybody else get up.
May I have an interjection?
Go ahead.
I learned this not too long ago through a book I was reading in the summer. It was called Neuro-Linguistic Processing. It was talking about neuro associations and neuro links and whatnot, and how your brain fires. And I'm gonna give you guys the key to success. Literally, your choices create your habits, and your habits create your lifestyle. It all rudimentarily begins in your choices, and it begins with what you're thinking. Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can do it or can't, you're right either way, right? Because it's a thought pattern. And a lot of people don't know this because they're so used to those neural associations of thinking negative. Their brain feeds off of it.
Right.
Which is erroneous. You can't do that. There was a reason to do that, and that's because you had a tiger in the jungle, and you had to think, hey, I might be lunch if I don't think negative here. I'm gonna have to get away. But there's no tigers chasing after us anymore. You have to remember to create those positive thoughts and make those positive choices every single day. It just begins with a choice, and that creates a habit. And before you know it, you'll have a lifestyle that you like living. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. That's what we talk about all the time. We talk about having that positive mindset, talking about every day you wake up, you can't be mad because you ain't where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's on you. Like a lot of people like to put the blame on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they always, you know, want to put the blame that they're having a bad day because somebody didn't, you know, say the right thing to them, or somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. But the fact of the matter is, you have the choice of to whether or not you let that affect you. And so my thing is, like, I wake up every day. You know, I understand that there's a lot going on right now. I understand that, you know, people, you know, are going to come at you sideways. But I'm not going to let that ruin what I had planned for my day. And that's the thing. Like, you have to have a plan and execute the plan that you have yourself. Don't worry about what, you know, somebody else might say to you. Somebody else might think of, you know, that what you're doing is wrong. You have to see it for yourself. And that's another thing, is see the vision. See the vision of where you want to go, right? You know, see that vision, you know, see that path. And it's not always going to be just a straight, you know, walk in the park. There's going to be some bumps. There's going to be some people that's going to be like, well, where are you going?
Cliffs.
They're going to be like, where are you going? Like, why are you going here? Like, you should take the safe route. But that's the thing. Sometimes you can't play it safe all the time.
Nothing grows in your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing grows in your comfort zone. If you're gonna have to take risks if you want to be successful, because if you're doing what the mentality is doing, if you're doing what the mob mentality is doing, which is, you know, go to college, get a job, work 9 to 5, live 40 years, and then, you know, retire and live frugally, then you're not doing anything. And often I find in my life, and I find this in other lives, in the bibliographies of people I read, is that often, if you are doing what everyone else is doing, you can't expect the result that everyone else is getting.
Amen. Amen. That's so true right there, man. That's so true. Because that's how it is. Like, that's how I feel like the society wants us to be. Like everybody else. Like, oh, go to school, get your job, and just work for 40, 50 years, retire age 60, 70. Then what?
Yeah, I think the retirement's like 70 now, not even 60.
Right.
It takes 20 years the average American to double their income.
Wow.
20 years.
And I see a lot of, you know, people, you know, talking about, man, like, if I could tell my younger self this, you know, a lot of them be like, well, I should have probably invested. I probably should have saved my money. So, like, you know, while you young, or not even while young, like, while you have this opportunity, start making some changes. If you don't like where you at, you got to change that.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to change that, right?
Everything in your life right now is absolutely transparent. You know, you don't have to look anywhere else to become transparent. Everything you're feeling right now, everything you don't like, and everything literally in your life is transparent.
Right.
The problem lies is you blocking out some of that transparency. It becomes opaque a little bit, and then might even become solid. You think you're living a life, you're not actually living.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people stay still for a while. That's why a lot of people stay complacent.
Right. It's not good. Like, you know, a lot of people, you know, like when I was listening to my church service yesterday, you know, the pastor made a great point. You know, when you talk about, you know, waiting on the Lord or waiting for somebody to come through for you, right? You know, a lot of people take that as, well, I'm just gonna sit down and do nothing. No. Right? A lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna wait for this. I'm gonna wait for this person to get back to me. You know, I'm gonna wait, you know, for so and so to tell me what to do. But that's not necessarily what it means to be patient. You know, a lot of people take that as a misconception.
Patient with your dreams,
Right.
patient with your endurance,
Exactly.
patient until the success arrives. Because it will arrive as long as you continue.
Right. And I think, you know, what people don't realize that when people say just be patient, or, you know, in church, you know, the pastor or the Bible will say wait on the Lord. But that don't mean sit there and do nothing.
Absolutely.
You got to go get it.
Yeah.
While you wait, see, you know, for me, like I'll bring it back to, you know, when I was kind of